Good afternoon, Mineola. It has been a minute and a half since I've done a little go live, but I was just a little bit inspired this morning. I had a really beautiful morning of ministry, um, doing a service, and then spending some time with some colleagues and talking about the Good Samaritan, actually. But in the midst of that, I just realized how grateful I am for this community, for this call, for this path that God has called me to and called us to collectively as well. And I'll be the first to admit that it's been hard and things have just shifted so drastically for our personal lives and our collective life, and then our collective life, that it's been hard to sometimes feel the gratitude, to really feel it, and to know that in the midst of transition and shift and change, and knowing that it only is going to take time, that's all, it just is going to be time to keep coming back and to keep living together and to keep being together and to keep discerning together and praying together and worshiping together and singing together. And it just keeps taking time and energy and each other showing up. And I just realized this morning how grateful I am to be in a community that does show up, in the good and in the bad of each other's lives. And some of it I know, some of it I don't. You do that for each other outside of this place called church, as well. And it's just really beautiful. And I don't say that enough. I don't tell you enough. I don't say that to myself enough. But you are a deeply holy people as individuals and as a community. And we do the best we can. And it's good. And it's enough. And I know it sometimes feels like I ask a lot, or I push, and I don't necessarily think that's bad, but it does need to be held into the tension of rest and blessedness and presence. And so I hope to offer that presence a little bit more for us as a community as we go through the rest of this summer and this time of prayer and thinking about how we interact with God. But there was a little bit of a piece I wanted, you know me, I'm such a nerd. I can't do one of these and not have a book, right? I'm not reading this book right now, but it's called Taking the Leap by Pemo Chodron. And there's some just great nuggets in this book. And so this was the one that kind of connected with me today, with this thinking of living in this tension of gratitude and joy in the midst of just difficult circumstances. Trungpa Rinpoche talked about holding the sadness of life in our heart while never forgetting the beauty of the world and the goodness of being alive. There comes a time when we are able to be pierced to the heart by our own suffering and the suffering of others, and by our own regrets, without it dragging us down. To hold the sadness of life in our heart while never forgetting the beauty of the world and the goodness of being alive. People of God, wherever you are, wherever this might find you, where these words might touch you, never forget the beauty of this world created by a loving God, and the goodness that God named us as, and the goodness of being alive. I am so grateful to be alive, to be walking, to be living, to be sharing this day, this work, this space, this rest, all of it with you. Peace. Peace on this balmy summer Tuesday.